In politics, a red flag is a symbol of socialism, communism, and left-wing politics. It has been associated with left-wing politics since the French Revolution. Socialists adopted the symbol during the revolutions of 1848 and it became a symbol of communism as a result of its use by the Paris Commune of 1871. The flags of several communist states, including China, Vietnam and the Soviet Union, are explicitly based on the original red flag. The red flag is also used as a symbol by some democratic socialists and social democrats, for example the Avami National Party of Pakistan, French Socialist Party and the Social Democratic Party of Germany. The Labour Party in Britain used it until the late 1980s. It was the inspiration for the socialist anthem, the red flag. History. In the Middle Ages, ships in combat flew a long red streamer, called the Balkans, to signify a fight to the death. In one petition, a group of English sailors asserted that the Crown had no right to a share of the prize money earned from a Norman ship captured in 1293 because it had raised the Balkans. By the 17th century, the Balkans had evolved into a red flag, or flag of defiance. It was raised in cities and castles under siege to indicate that they would not surrender. The red flag is a signal of defiance and battle, according to Chambers' Cyclopedia. The red cap was a symbol of popular revolt in France going back to the Jacquerie of 1358. The color red became associated with patriotism early in the French Revolution due to the popularity of the tricolor cockade, introduced in July 1789, and the Phrygian cap, introduced in May 1790. A red flag was raised over the Champ de Mars in Paris on July 17, 1791 by Lafayette, commander of the National Guard, as a symbol of martial law, warning rioters to disperse. As many as 50 anti-royalist protesters were killed in the fighting that followed. Inverting the original symbolism, the Jacobins protested this action by flying a red flag to honor the martyrs' blood of those who had been killed. They created their own red flags to declare the martial law of the people against the revolt of the court. The Jacobin Club ruled France during the Reign of Terror and made the red flag an unofficial national emblem. However, the earlier tricolour never lost its official status and regained popularity under Napoleon. British sailors mutinied near the mouth of the River Thames in 1797 and hoisted a red flag on several ships. 2 red flags soaked in calf's blood were flown by marchers in South Wales during the Merthyr Rising of 1831. It is claimed to be the first time that the red flag was waved as a banner of workers' power. Along with the Newport Rising 8 years later, it was one of the most serious violent outbreaks witnessed on mainland Britain. The red flags of Merthyr became a potent relic following the execution of early trade unionist Dick Penderyn in August 1831, despite a public campaign to pardon him. During the Mexican siege of the Alamo in March 1836, General Antonio López de Santa Anna displayed a plain red flag from the highest church tower in Bajor. The meaning of this flag was not socialism, its meaning, directed to the Alamo defenders, meant no surrender, no clemency. At much the same time, the liberal Colorados in the Uruguayan Civil War used red flags. This prolonged struggle at the time got considerable attention and sympathy from liberals and revolutionaries in Europe, and it was in this war that Garibaldi first made a name for himself and that he was inspired to have his troops wear the famous red shirts. During the 1848 revolution in France, socialists and radical republicans demanded that the red flag be adopted as France's national flag. Led by poet-politician Alphonse de Lamartine, the government rejected the crowd's demand. He red flag that you have brought back here has done nothing but being trailed around the Champ de Mars in the people's blood in 1791 and 1793, whereas the tricolor flag went round the world along with the name, the glory and the liberty of the homeland. The banner of the Paris Commune of 1871 was red, and it was at this time that the red flag became a symbol of communism. The flag was flown by anarchists at a May Day rally for an 8-hour workday in Chicago in 1886. A bomb blast killed a policeman and the Haymarket 8 were arrested and 5 were executed. This event, considered the beginning of the international labor movement, is still commemorated annually in many countries. The red flag gained great popularity during the Russian Revolution of 1917. The Soviet flag, with a hammer, a sickle and a star on a red background, was adopted in 1923. Various communist and socialist newspapers have used the name the red flag. In China, both the Nationalist Party-led Republic of China and the Communist Party-led People's Republic of China use a red field for their flags, a reference to their revolutionary origins. In more recent times, social democratic parties have gravitated away from the red flag as a symbol. However, several European parties retain a red square symbol, including Germany's SPD and the Party of European Socialists. The building to have had a red flag flying for the longest period of time and to still have one is the Victorian Trades Hall in Melbourne, Australia. The flag has been flying for over a century. The British Labour Party. The red flag was the emblem of the British Labour Party from its inception until the Labour Party Conference of 1986, when it was replaced by a red rose, itself a variant of the fist and rose then in wide use by left-of-centre parties in Europe. The more floral red rose design has subsequently been adopted by a number of other socialist and social democratic parties throughout Europe. Members of the party also sing the traditional anthem The Red Flag at the conclusion of the annual party conference. In February 2006 the red flag was sung in Parliament to mark the centenary of the Labour Party's founding. The flag was regularly flown above Sheffield Town Hall on May Day under David Blunkett's Labour administration of Sheffield during the 1980s, leading to Sheffield being labelled the People's Republic of South Yorkshire. Laws to ban red flags. During the Red Scare of 1919-20 in the United States, many states passed laws forbidding the display of red flags, including Minnesota, South Dakota, Oklahoma, and California. In Stromberg v. California, the United States Supreme Court held that such laws are unconstitutional. The current flag of Oklahoma dates to this period and was adopted because of the association of the first flag of Oklahoma, a white star on a red background, with socialism. Flag of Kuwait. In the 19th century, Kuwait was using a red flag, unintentionally virtually identical to the flag used by various revolutionary movements at the time. In 1899 Kuwait changed this flag. Communist Socialist red flag as name or title. It has been common to find streets, buildings, businesses and product brands named after the red flag in nominally socialist countries. For example, a famous line of limousine cars manufactured by China FAW Group Corporation has the brand name of Red Flag. Galleries. Below are two galleries of national and political flags based on the red flag. National flags. Political parties. See also, the red flag, Bandera Rossa, red star, hammer and sickle, black flag, flag of the Soviet Union, flag of the People's Republic of China, flag of Vietnam, red bloc, communist symbolism, Eureka flag, racing flags, red flag warning. References. External links, Red Flag of Socialism at Flags of the World.